welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Bernard. We're discussing the St. Louis International Film Festival with our guests Chris Clark and Bill Streeter. And Bill, you are the director of a new film, St. Louis Brews, that is being premiered.
Well, no, it's actually a work in progress screening.
The work in progress.
The film's not complete yet.
Okay.
But it's the opening night film.
The opening night film, which is I'm sure a very prominent position to be. And you've been in the St. Louis International Film Festival before.
Yes, I had a film called Brick by Chance and Fortune, all about brick in St. Louis. That was seen to, as it turns out, to be fairly popular. So this is my second time around.
So that was in 2011, and obviously you like topics about things happening in people in St. Louis. So we're going to watch a clip right now, the trailer of St. Louis Brews, then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about that.
Great.
Here we go.
I will have a drink. In 2016, we're going to have the largest amount of breweries operating in St. Louis that there's ever been historically. We are a beer town. It's in our DNA. I think the golden age for brewing in St. Louis, many people consider around the 1880s. I'm not sure what the exact number was. I've heard 43 breweries. I've heard 38.
Well, everybody knows Anheuser-Busch, but Limp became very large. In fact, they were the largest brewery in St. Louis up into the 1880s and 1890s. You had a lot of neighborhood breweries almost on every corner for a while there.
And obviously, Prohibition, everything shut down. After Prohibition, a few of them reopened, and then they consolidated, and ultimately in the 70s, we got down to one. Anheuser-Busch, they weren't just making beer, they were St. Louis.
Where there's life, there's bud.
Back in the 80s, you might go into a bar and ask, what kind of beer do you have? And they'd be like, oh, we've got everything. And they'd mean like the 6 or 7 Anheuser-Busch products that were made.
Budweiser.
The board of Anheuser-Busch has announced that they are accepting a $52 billion buyout offer from the Belgian brewer InBev.
At the time that the sale was announced, we didn't know what to think. And it was as if something was taking something away from us.
Well, we realized right away that this was a pretty big deal. And then the phone calls started, where can I buy Schlafly Light in 30-pack cans?
What you had after the sale, it wasn't so much that people were like, I refuse to sell Anheuser-Busch products. It was more of the fact that, you know what? Maybe I'll consider putting someone else on. Maybe I'll try that Schlafly beer or whatever that is. It's an incredible time to be a beer drinker in St. Louis.
Okay, so great St. Louis history right there. I mean, this is really, really compelling. So what made you want to make this film, Bill?
It's kind of a long story, but I have a friend who owns a publishing company called Reedy Press, and he had a book called St. Louis Brews, same title. And he'd been bugging me to do a film based on that book for a while, so I finally, it's been an idea I've had for a long, long time, but we finally got around to actually getting.
And the film is not finished, so what's it going to be like for the audience to see a film?
So what we're going to see on the opening night are about 3 20-minute segments, somewhere around there, and it'll be mostly the history. We won't get into so much of the craft brewing in those segments, but it'll be mostly the history part of the brewing. As I've been working on this film, I've discovered that this could easily be a 5 or 10 hour Ken Burns style documentary.
Absolutely.
But I have other things I want to do with my life, so I probably won't be making anything.
But this will
that
be a
long.
good, hopefully entice people to want to see the whole film when it's done
Yes.
next year.
Yeah. And you know, the clips, it'll be a little glimpse into the process of like how a film like this comes together. So so it'll be
Very interesting for people who like to make films, who want to make films, who are just interested in film. So thank you both for coming and sharing with us. Look forward to seeing you both in a couple of weeks. For more information on the St. Louis International Film Festival, visit cinemastlouis.org. There's more STL Live after this. Stay with us.